Hello and welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-host and film mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing Stone Cold?
I feel great because I feel like we've seen this movie before,
yeah.
somewhat recently, and you guys will understand as we get into the granular details. But for now, Bob, I believe you're the resident describe the movie guy now.
Yeah. Bob's
We're
bit now.
gonna try it out. Bob's bit, which is appropriate because Chris started off this whole alliteration thing, and I spent a study hall in high school for an entire year writing alliteration with my friend.
Oh, perfect.
And so I thought I'd start each movie description with a small alliteration.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. So the alliteration that describes the movie is a bunch of belligerent anti-black bikers are bullies with bullets.
Wow. Perfect.
All right. So speaking of these bullies with bullets, one of them kills a priest, and the bikers kill the sentencing judge, which makes no sense. And they vow to kill the attorney general, while also engaging in other illegal activity and have apparent desire to take over Washington. Ultimately,
it's looking, looks that way.
and I'm going to let Brian Bosworth's son finish this off, right? So in 2014, Bosworth's son, who was probably a young, preteen, watched this movie for the first time and said, "Dad, you didn't really save anybody. Everybody died."
That is so true.
Accurate.
That's that.
All right, awesome. Let's throw it to YouTube.
Okay. Welcome to YouTube, where the comment section is full of
cancer-infested rats. It's a very dangerous snake. It'll kill anybody it comes in contact with.
Okay, number 1. Stone Cold makes Sons of Anarchy look like Little House on the Prairie. Number 2. This movie is honestly freaking great. Number 3. Holy shit, how did Hollywood ever deny us a full-blown Stone Cold franchise? This Bosworth man should have been up there with McClane and Rambo. Next one's a call and response. So, great film, incredibly underrated. Some of the stunts in this film are absolutely insane. And then, I hope I don't ruin fact or no fact, but the reply to that is Craig Baxley was a veteran stunt guy, worked on Predator and dozens of 70s and 80s action TV shows. He knew how to put in the work.
No idea.
Bob's shaking his head. All right. Next comment. The man with a mullet loved this as a kid. Must have watched it 20 times. And then these next two are hinting at something I will tell you after I read them. Number 1, this should have been on the Blu-ray. Perfect trailer. It's because I stole the video comments from the trailer. There was no paid version on YouTube.
Yeah. And
then the last one is, this is without a doubt the best trailer ever. And then the reply to that is Action Jackson is second best. So sometimes we play the show out with a clip or a fun musical number that's not our theme song. I just ripped the audio and video from the trailer, so we will play out with the actual trailer they're referencing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Love that.
Action Jackson.
I've never seen Action Jackson. Is that good?
Oh, I did as a kid. It fits right with this.
Okay. Short list then.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay. So we have the next couple of weeks already underway, which we'll talk about later. If you stick around for the movie comparison, we'll also tell you what we're watching next week. We're doing a live look-in at the poll this week because the poll's still up. So vote for Con Air, even though you can't do that when you hear this.
Yes.
All right, let's start to test number 1, the worst of its kind.
That's some bad news and some good news.
I've got some good news and I've got some bad news.
We got some bad news.
This movie is the worst of its kind.
All right. I feel like this comes up every single week on the worst of its kind. It doesn't, but it feels that way. Hard Target.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Lance. It's because Lance Henriksen is in this movie, and he's in Hard Target.
When we get to the catch-all, I'm foreshadowing here. There is a striking parallel between this movie and Hard Target. That's not what I was talking about earlier. There's also striking parallels we'll notice to other movies we've done recently, but you just wait.
Yes, that is true. That came in with a 60. Above the Law with Steve Seagal. There's one we ought to do with 50. Trespass. That's Bill Paxton, Ice-T, and Ice Cube. Actually, a 70. I haven't even heard of it. Yeah,
they're all charismatic, so I can see that being good. I can see that being fun.
Yeah. Ricochet with Denzel, a 74.
All right,
it's a good one.
Yeah, and then Double Impact. This is one I want to do with JCVD and JCVD as his brother, both like secret agents or something. Yeah. A 33 there, which is weird, and I'll tell you why in a minute. The average is 57.4. What did Stone Cold get?
Based on YouTube and not my own personal opinion, 45.
I'll go with Lucky 13.
33, just like Double Impact. So it's actually not the worst, but it is tied for the worst. I don't really know how to... I just wrote it down as tied. A negative 24.4, not the worst score we've ever had, and I'll talk about why, I think, a little later. Let's throw it now to test number 2. Ain't that a pitch?
So tell me the truth, Don, about Ratty. How's this stuff?
Great. It's got 4 inches.
4 inches? That's not so hot.
Yes, it is. I measured him from the ground up.
Well, isn't that a bitch?
All right, who's going first?
I think I went first last.
All right, I'll go first. Or else you want to go? Bob, you want to go?
Sure, it's been a while.
All right.
And I won last week, so.
Oh, that's fair. Winner first.
All right. There once was a biker gang who were quite wily, and a disgraced cop who became the gang's assignee. The wicked whitewashed wayfarers, taking trouble to town with terrific terror and more boobs than hard ticket to Hawaii.
Damn, Bob. Strong start.
There were quite a bunch. I mean, if Titscope got out of beta testing, it would break the counter.
Yeah, well, I've got the Titscope score, actually.
Okay. Save it for the catch-all, or are you going to say it right now?
No, I'll say it right now. It's 14.5. There was a woman in the shower. You only saw one of her 2 boobs because it was a side profile.
Okay.
So we're not going to say 15 total pairs. We're going 14.5.
Okay.
Who goes next?
I'll go next. I got this. Mullet Man teams up with a hypochondriac to take down a gang of bikers with shady contracts. Did this inspire... Sorry, I fucked up. Did this inspire Sons of Anarchy? Probably not, because a bunch of malarkey, but the explosions were pretty cool in the third act.
That's true. Of which there were many.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. Joe Huff is John Stone, but that's just a lie. He's not a biker. He's really been a cop for life. He spies on the Brotherhood. Bikers up to no good, but he should be arrested for literally murdering this guy Ice.
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah. Fair.
All right, who are we going with this week?
I'm gonna go with Bob again for Wicked Whitewashed Wayfarers. That
yeah, I do feel like Bob's on a hot streak right now.
I was gonna go with Rob.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna give Bob a 5 though, just to piss Chris off.
Okay, Bob, what are you giving Rob?
4.
Tie break.
Now do I go? What happens if I go Chris 5-star? I'll go with
it's a Chris and Bob tie. Then of course,
a Chris and Bob tie. I kind of like that.
Do it.
But I don't like giving this a 5-star.
Yeah.
Although I do. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Chris and Bob 5-star tie. We'll see how that stacks up against our current season champion later.
Yes, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, nice job, Bob. But Chris, also great job. Test number 3, the most offensive.
Well, Jimmy John, all I said was
saddles
go deep, and white guys keep them out if you can on 2. Jimmy, motherfucker's crazy, but he sure can throw.
That's it from here in Molokai, Hawaii. Back to you
with the most offensive. Hooray.
All right, we're now doing the top 5 countdown, starting with number 5. Are we doing the sounds or are we not?
No, because I got to type your alliterations, and it's just too much fumbling on my end.
Okay.
5.
There you go. All right, wanton destruction of small business again rears
Yeah.
its ugly head.
So much. Right away.
Yeah, we destroy. So when the hypochondriac cop and Joe Huff, who is John Stone, go into the biker bar tit for tat. It's a stripper bar.
Yeah.
They destroy like the bar, the actual like liquor holding bar. But also another one that I really like is when they're when John Stone is chasing down the drug truck that he just like gave away to the bad guys. He shoots the trailer off of the cab on an 18-wheeler, and the trailer goes into a gas station and it explodes. So he had no care for that. I mean, the gas stations are small businesses usually, right? I mean, they're owned by franchisees, I guess.
Yeah,
but
totally.
But that poor family had their entire gas station destroyed because he just decided that that's how that was going to go down.
Yep.
Number 4, creating commandos and capping them. These poor dudes, they're on the border. Yeah, they're on the border from like one state to another, and they're just trying to see the bikers' papers, and they knock them out or whatever, and then put them in crates, and then bring them back to their like, their stronghold, so to speak. And they shoot them to death in the crates, making you wonder why they didn't just shoot them at the border. I don't really know. Because they end up showing the police what they did anyway, so they might as well just left the bodies where they were. So, but for no real reason.
Lots of unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, just to make them more evil, I guess.
Makes it look. It's the same reason there was a tanning bed, and I still know what you did last summer. Is like they want to use this thing because it's cool. But they have to shoehorn it in because it doesn't make any logical sense.
Yeah, there's no reason. Number 3, and I mentioned this in my pitch, but putting ice on ice by pushing him into a person's Plymouth. Yeah. So ice is
ice.
Ice is what's his face? Forsyth. William Forsythe, thank you. And he is the like biker who doesn't trust John Stone for good reason, because he thinks John's a cop and John is a cop, and he's racing back with evidence that to their stronghold by bike, and John is chasing him down, literally bumps into his bike and pushes him into a pedestrian's car.
Yep.
What is that? Can you guys hear that? No? Okay, good. Anyway, his bike rides right into a person's car and explodes. So what happened to that person? I don't know, but John should have been immediately taken off the case for murder.
Yeah.
There's no way the police don't know about it. There was somebody whose car was totaled in the process, and they might have been injured as well.
Yep.
All right, here we get real serious here with number 2. Okay. Prostitution.
Yeah.
And this is unwilling as well. It's not like the old ladies in the biker gang are cool with it. There are numerous occasions where they're just passed around, which maybe that does happen in biker circles, but you don't have to show it in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
John gets in his in his van or whatever they brings to the rally.
Yeah.
And the bikers are in his van, and the chains his old lady is in the van, and he's just like, I'm gonna leave her with you to like, do whatever you want with.
Slap her titties around.
Yeah. Right. Slap her titties around. Yeah. And and the guy Tool, who is a biker, who got like blown up via grenade, is then offered a old lady at the hospital as well.
Yeah.
And he's like not even in good shape, and she's grossed out and stuff. And still, Chains is like, go ahead, slap her titties around. It's just weird, and bad. It's all bad. But nothing compares to number 1, what I have down here: neo-Nazi biker brotherhood.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys caught this, but they're going through the camp, and there's Nazi flags up.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Again, just to level up the evil. It's like scaffolding to the most evil biker gang you can make.
It's the Brotherhood.
I'm just going from memory.
The Aryan Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going from memory, but like I feel like present day and in the 80s, the antagonists were always Russian. And I feel like there was like a 3 or 4 year period where it was all Nazis or skinheads.
Yeah,
I feel like Nazis were like the fallback for every time there wasn't like Indiana Jones was Nazis.
Yeah.
Marvel.
You know what I mean? Like anytime there's like a lull in like combined evil, like we're not gonna agree what's evil, so let's just say Nazis. We all know what Nazis.
And then they had a change of heart and they're like, Nazis aren't so bad after all. Let's go back to the Russians.
Yeah, right.
Right.
All right, that's our go ahead.
I have a most offensive add-in.
Good.
Okay. So the U.S. Military Academy's Army football team had adopted the line, "God forgives, the Brotherhood doesn't."
Yeah.
As a team slogan for many years. because of this film. And guess what happened? The Academy officially removed the slogan only 4 years ago after learning the phrase originated with the Aryan Brotherhood.
The Aryan Brotherhood, yeah. So I was right.
You were right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job,
Chris is right. Chris wins.
Yeah, Chris wins. All right, so I'll write down that Chris wins the most offensive.
Make sure you write down that Chris knows about the Aryan Brotherhood. Make sure you write that down.
Chris knows. Chris. Well, that's just happenstance. Chris knows about everything.
How do you stylize Aryan Brotherhood? Is that like capital A, lowercase b for Brotherhood, or is it all caps?
I think it's CHRIS.
Chris.
Great. Awesome. All right. I see a future ad read. Speaking of which, let's throw it to Rob's ad read. Rob can sell you anything from
kinky sex
to
the midgets and the wimps.
In Rob's ad read.
All right, let's hear this. Bob, it's you today.
Bob's reading this week.
I just pulled it up. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cold reading. I sent it to Bob right before the show.
Okay. Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by the Disney Pixar's new coming-of-age movie, Little Sneaky Poopy Man. Join Atticus and the rest of his family as they fish a behemoth bunghole blast out of the bathtub with the same slotted spoon that they use to stir their chili with, and curse the very turd that has forsaken them. But this isn't any ordinary turd, for it has a super enchantment powers by the likes of which the world has never seen. Little Sneaky Poopy Man will one cheek sneak its way into your heart. But be careful, because this powerful little butt blossom packs a punch and will take your breath away. Sorry, I enunciated incorrectly. It'll take your breath away. From the same studio that brought you the Bunny Tonguey Man, the Bernie Tonguey Man, and the executive producers that financed the Penis Chronicles. Little Sneaky Poopy Man will bring a tear to your eye and make you question God's existence as you sink into the bubble bath and realize that you forgot to scrape the residue from underneath your decorative whale-shaped bath mat. Based on true events.
Based on true events, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that, Bob. I can't wait to go see that.
If we're lucky, I have photographic evidence of the true events. And I will not upload it to our site.
Yeah, let's not yet. Not until the crowds demand it.
Yeah.
Because Disney and Pixar and Marvel and all those are the same now, it's going to come out with the Marvels or whatever that last movie Rob's going to watch is. There'll be a trailer, so don't worry.
Yeah, I do expect that to be a tub of shit.
The infinity dump.
Yeah. Rob, did we get a release date for that one?
Yeah, Christmas Day.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to test number 4, the worst dialogue.
Where the hell did that snake come from?
You believe up through the toilet?
Just when you thought it was safe to take a pee.
That's really bad dialogue.
His delivery is unbelievable too.
Yeah.
Just when you thought it was safe to take a pee.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this escalates. It's from 5 to 1, so number 1's going to be kind of crazy. Number 5, not too bad, but it's bad. Number 5. This is Angels.
Hey, whoa, we're out.
Pick us up. Shut up. Guess who, buddy? Angels don't die.
Everybody bail. You're on your own.
Damn, motherfucker! Nobody move! Don't nobody move!
Unbelievable.
All right, for the YouTube audience, that last bit there where you don't hear a whole lot, this biker comes like storming out of the Capitol building, and he's on his bike going as fast as he can at cops who are all armed, and this is an active shooting like scenario, and he's riding his bike at them, and he goes, "Eat shit!" He gets shot, falls off his bike, which is twice that you see some really ridiculous suicide this way.
Yeah.
We'll actually check out the other. But for now, we're going to go to number 4. All right, I need P2P.
Safe. That's what you think. That toilet seat has not been cleaned since VJ Day. I think George Washington took a dump in there. Probably got scabies, eczema, psoriasis. I never actually sat down here. I just kind of hovered the whole time, but Are you through? Yeah, I'm through. What's up? Cunningham, he wants to move. He figures between the ear job and the weekly collections, we got enough for racketeering and conspiracy.
It's weak, Lance.
What do you got?
How about the Brotherhood and the mob in one shot?
Ooh.
Look, I'm gonna need 3 dozen drums of P2P, transportation, and an agent who's got balls enough to pull it off.
Oh, yeah? P2P. Fries come with that shake?
How about a witness to close the case?
Who's your witness?
Chain's old lady.
I'm fucking her.
I need a few days to nail her down. But I'll get her.
Lady.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So apparently that guy thinks you can get scabies, eczema, and psoriasis from a toilet seat.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure you can.
Maybe scabies, but the other ones are like...
It is pre-internet, so give him credit.
Yeah, maybe scabies. I like that. Can we go right up? Maybe scabies.
Maybe scabies. Yeah.
Maybe scabies. There you go.
But I also love when John is like, or Joe, or whoever the fuck he is like, it's weak, Lance, because he totally wants to still be a biker.
Yeah.
He like definitely just wants to keep doing blow and like slapping titties around and stuff. All right, hey, guess what? I'm gonna do an old school thing here, and so that we can save a clip. Oh shit, Rob, I forgot to add the clip to the catch-all. Don't let me forget. I'm gonna write it down right now. Clip. I don't remember what it's called though, but you will. Anyway, I'm going to read the third one. I'm not gonna do. All right, so let me explain it after we do number 3. Okay, so John, our cop, who is a biker named, or Joe, the cop, is a biker named John. He is overseeing a drug or a prostitution ring money collection by Tool and Chains' old lady. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, the deal goes bad because the Italian guys show up because it's their turf, right? Yeah. So they take the money from Chains' old lady, and after John chases after them, they get in a car accident, blah, blah, blah. Dimitri, the lead Italian guy, pulls out a gun and points it at John to stop the fight from happening. And he's like, "Tell the Chains to keep his castles out of my sandbox." Sorry, I did my best Italian accent there. Do you guys like it?
Bibbidi boop.
I think because I was just at Chuck E. Cheese on Sunday for Luke's birthday, and Pasquale's.
It sounded like Mario.
Yeah,
it sounded like Mario.
I was going for Pasquale from Chuck E. Cheese. I thought that would come through. I thought that would ring true. But yeah, tell Chains to keep his castles out of my sandbox. That's his. That's his dangerous dialogue there.
Nice.
All right, let's go to 2 absolutely ridiculous dialogue sentences here. I can't wait for these. This is number 2. Here's Chains with Bulldozer.
I guess it worked.
Oh, Chains, my man.
I said don't ever play games with Chains. Come in! Come in! Ice, wait! This motherfucker deserves to die! He's mine! You got balls of steel, Stone. You want to prospect with the Brotherhood? Shit. I say no way. This is either going to be the biggest pork chop I ever ate, or my bulldozer. This is fucking bullshit. What do you say? What's in it for me? Colors, man! Gut! This may be a rag to the walking dead out there, but this is my flag, my cross, my church. And these colors don't run. If they hit the ground, even in a fight, I will peel your skin off with a knife dipped in shit.
Either this is going to be the biggest pork chop I ever ate, or my new bulldozer.
Yeah.
See, I would have mixed it up with balls of steel, Stone. I would have been like, you got balls of brass, buddy, Stone, steel.
Brian Bosworth.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that kind of shit. And then it was like they couldn't help but put a "damn he's good" kind of line in there.
Yeah, and it's like
You got
I feel like when they were punching up the script, like they just like this is pretty cool, but like they looked up like I don't know in like an encyclopedia, like what's a list of like menacing and badass ways to like talk about your pride? Like these colors don't run, motherfucker. It's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm glad you said that. Like, he's like, what's in it for me? And he's like, this is my temple. These are my boys. You can have that. Like,
yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I don't feel like risking my life to wear that vest, but
yeah,
I don't know. Some people do, I guess. As bad as that was, let's go to number
1, Daddy.
You know what? Fuck it.
Okay, this is 2 separate scenes. It ends with one and begins another. It's only like 25 seconds long, but it's totally ridiculous. Let's go to Chicken.
I've tattooed tits, I've tattooed a flabby ass, but I ain't never tattooed no corpse's ear before.
I remember my grandfather used to take a chicken, cut its head off, put it on the ground, watch it run around. I'll see you again, I'll introduce you to my grandfather. Don't come back.
Comes around, goes around. You fucking bitch.
I've tattooed a flabby ass. Titties.
I ain't never tattooed no corpse's ear. And then to threaten the guy so that he can come back and rat on the cop, like to the bikers. He's like,
yeah.
My grandfather used to cut a chicken's head off and put it down on the ground and watch it around. You come back, I'm going to introduce you to my grandfather.
You know what
would
have been
shit, I better not come back.
You know what would have been more badass of a delivery?
What?
Hey, if you come back around, I'm going to saw your fucking head off.
Yeah, exactly.
The end. You don't need like some folksy story about your grandpa. Just like, just make the threat. Like,
yeah, and how old? I mean, this guy's like 35. How old is Grandpa at this point? If he's still kicking,
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's start to test number 5. Bob, it's back to you with the worst production.
All right, everybody. That was a great production. Good job, everybody. Let's get this premiere ready, guys. We did it.
In a pig's ass.
Oh.
Saying a pig's ass?
Yeah.
The worst production.
Okay, I think you'll agree with this, but I kind of went on my own opinion on this one. I said inconsistent and incorrect sound logic / sound design.
Yeah.
So like motorcycle sounds in general kind of drown everything else out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every scene where there's motorcycles revving up, which is, I'll say 50% of the movie.
Yeah.
Like everything else, you can't hear anything. Let's add up like the gunshots, bites, helicopter sounds, crowded bar, the state capitol riot.
Yeah.
Just the chaos surrounding all of it. There's no way anything anybody said was audible. Like when the guy screamed whatever he screamed when he was about to get shot. Like, there's no way anyone heard what he was saying. Like, I was at a swim team photo shoot today, and there was the coach right next to my ear talking to me. I still couldn't hear what she was saying. Okay, so I just don't believe it.
A factory full of motorcycles, and they're just having regular conversation.
Right, and to top it off, you can't even like when I look at someone talking, I can kind of read their lips. Yeah. But these guys all had like bedraggled beards and mustaches. There's no way you could have read a damn thing they were saying.
Bedraggled beards. This is a great write-up night.
Bedraggled. Drag beard.
So, I didn't even notice that one. Sorry.
Man, you're so good at it. They just come free flowing.
They did though. They had bedraggled beards. I mean, come on, look at these. Except for the leads, everyone except the lead had this crazy facial hair.
Yeah, true. That is true. And then Henriksen shaves to become a priest later in the movie. Okay.
Hey, don't forget that Lance Henriksen also said, "I'm gonna fuck you or I'm gonna eat you."
He did.
He did say that.
He did say that. That is true. He didn't say that whiskey make the jackrabbit slap the bear, though, which is maybe my favorite line from the movie.
Yeah.
That was Hard Target. Where do they find Hard Target anyway, Rob?
www.theworstmovieevermade.com. You can find our regular audio episodes on Wednesdays. The YouTube version comes out on Sundays. You can find our social media. You can email us. You can vote on polls. You can watch movie trailers. www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
Hell yeah, Rob.
Never forget.
Never forget.
No.
Bob, I love when your worst production is something we haven't covered. And this one I don't think we've ever said. So it's just cool. It just makes you sound so smart, Bob. Good job.
Dude, I was so pissed. Watching this, I was so pissed every time. I'm like, there's no way they would have heard that. There's no way. I could barely hear it.
The only property
it pissed me off.
The only property I've ever seen properly address like the volume of like a heist or a shootout is Archer. When like one bullet shoots off in the elevator, and the rest of the episode, he's got his finger in his ear, and he's like, muh, muh, trying to get his ears to pop so he can hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're just popping off like chain guns and like high caliber weaponry with the motorcycle. It's like, yeah, you're all deaf.
It's funny because that actually works to the benefit of fair game. Like I was talking shit about how Cindy Crawford's character couldn't hear guns going off, but she had. I don't know which of you defended the movie, but you had said that like the guns were going off already near her head, so it's not surprising she couldn't hear shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Tinnitus, man.
Yeah, that's true. Test number 6, the worst acting.
You should get in, Rowdy. The water is great.
Are you kidding? I've got better things to do with my body temperature.
Like act in a bad movie.
Let's throw it right to number 1. This is Passenger.
Ooh.
What was that?
Nothing.
What, you got family here or something?
You wouldn't understand. Why should I explain it to you?
What? What?
What?
Oh, you want me to give you some money?
Well, you know what?
Okay,
They work real
great.
hard.
Here, take it. Get
Thank
out
you,
of here.
Tool.
Get out of here.
Thanks.
Get out of here.
Goddamn bike is collecting in my territory. There's that little son of a bitch.
Oh, shit!
Stupid lady tried to hold back a couple of hundred. Brothers would eat her. Hey!
Come on, let's go. Come on. We'll leave this fucking guy. Just took up the wrong passenger, buddy.
I hate to say it. The soundtrack, like just like the bumper music is
yeah,
like It's tight, man. It's dated, but like,
yes,
we've been collectively nodding our heads.
Yeah, we have been enjoying it. I think, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that the beginning with Tool and Chains' old lady, I keep calling her that because I can't remember her name. It's like Vanessa or something, something standard.
Yeah.
Those two. No, it's not even her. It's like some other chick. Anyway.
Yeah.
They reminded me of Grease 2 for some reason. I don't know if it's just because Tool looked like he was straight out of Grease 2 or if just the acting was that bad. I don't know. But everybody involved in that scene was terrible, including Brian Bosworth, who jumps on the roof of the car at the end. And he's like, "You picked up the wrong passenger, buddy." It's just
through the windshield, like they would hear that.
Yeah, there you go, Bob.
To Bob's point.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
They're going like 60 miles an hour, so you have the wind. And he's just like,
basically everything. Every fucking word in this movie couldn't be heard.
Yeah.
It's too true. Speaking of two, number 2. Two birds.
What's up, Cunningham?
Look, I'm getting a shitload of heat on this house. You better know what you're doing.
Sir, Joe's come this far. I've got a good feeling about the sting. Can we talk about that?
Look, Change and I'll make the buy from Martinez down at the old fish factory. You know the place?
Yeah. You know where it's at. The buy goes down tomorrow night. We get the truck from Martinez. We move the drugs down to North Point. That's where the mob is going to be. Then we'll get both the mob and the Brotherhood in the act.
Don't fuck this up.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, the old fish factory.
The old fish factory.
The only guy that's any good in this movie is the guy from Raising Arizona, a movie that we've done. And he was R.I.P. Chandler, but he was Chandler's boss in Friends as well.
Which guy from Raising Arizona?
Not William Forsythe.
William Forsythe was always in.
The one that looks like Bert from Bert and Ernie, but with a polo. Right?
Yeah. That's too good. All right, number 3 here. Oh, number 3 with respect. I clip this. It's crazy fast, but it's just so funny. This is new. The acting's bad, but it's not even why I clipped it. I just had to have it. This is Die.
Now I keep thinking of like the whole sound thing with Bob, and like it just reminds me of Troy when the guy's like, "I am Ajax, destroyer of world and breaker of something." Who's your audience? Like, there's no cameras. You're gonna die on this field. No one's gonna like write down that awesome thing you said before swinging your axe. Like, what the fuck?
So if you're not in our YouTube audience, what just happened is another biker goes careening to his death while screaming "die" or whatever. And he's going right at our hero, Brian Bosworth, who's killed everyone. He's giving him like a 200-yard head start to cock his gun and shoot at him while he's trying to like run him over with his motorcycle. Not only does he succeed in killing the guy, but he successfully careens the motorcycle into the helicopter that then explodes and destroys the helicopter, which was Lance Henriksen Chains' way out of this whole situation.
That
really pissed Chains off.
I know you're not a big Simpsons fan. I know Bob, maybe a little bit you, but Chris probably not at all. There's a character named Hans Moleman. He's like a 97-year-old, like tiny ass dude with like he's all wrinkly.
Yeah, Moleman. Yeah.
And he always has these scenes where like he gets in a fender bender, his car gently spins off the road, it just sits there for like 3 seconds and just explodes into a fireball. It was total Mole Man vibes.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that it goes like, and the guy in the helicopter has the presence of mind to see this motorcycle coming and see his impending doom and go, no.
Yeah, he says something right.
Yeah. So just goes to show you how ridiculous this movie is.
Oh God.
All that said, I hated almost every other movie we've done more than this one. I'm just gonna put it out there. I would watch this movie again.
No,
no problem.
I'm gonna revisit what you just said in the catch-all because I'll get to it later. It's an action movie. It's an action movie from the early '90s. Like can't really fault it for being a product of what it's supposed to be. You know.
Yeah,
man. I thought it was fun. Let's throw it to fact or no fact.
Wait, we have one more clip.
Oh, do we? What is it called? Is it a catch-all clip?
Target practice.
Yeah, that's catch-all.
Okay. Oh, I had an extra one for my extra play out at the end. My bad, Chris.
Gotcha. Yeah,
okay.
we'll do that one in catch-all for sure.
All right. So fact or no fact?
Yes.
All right.
Confucius say, man with deadly hands must be very careful while slapping on aftershave.
Fact or no fact?
Yeah.
I grew up kind of a Queen. Excuse me. I grew up kind of a fan of Queen, and so I called this Stone Cold Crazy.
Okay.
Nice.
Like it.
We're looking for the lie. I have 5 things and 4 facts and 1 lie about the movie Stone Cold. So here we go. First one: Michael Douglas was an executive producer of this film, but received no credit according to his wishes. Okay. Second one: the original working title of this movie was One Tough Bastard.
Yeah.
Okay. Third thing: Brian Bosworth has said in an interview, and he's a keen biker, that he had built the bike that his character rides in and suggested that be used instead because he was more comfortable with it.
Huh.
Okay. Third one. This is the fourth one. In this bar scene where Joe meets Ice, this is like early on in the movie.
Yeah.
The band performs the same song that's in Under Siege as Erica Laniak pops out of the birthday cake and surprises Steven Seagal.
Oh.
Shit.
And the fifth one. The background song playing during the scene in which Bosworth's character makes breakfast for his pet lizard is a rare single by the then unknown Sheryl Crow.
Fuck, Bob, you really...
I tried to find some even-keeled facts to match with the lie. Go for it.
Love it.
I believe the Michael Douglas one because he was pretty well established at that point, or like, if not like superstar, like, you know, like upper mid tier, probably still taking like doing producer jobs before like just like deviating to whatever, you know. I could see that, and I could also see like he's got a pretty exceptional filmography, so I could see why he wouldn't want this skid mark on it. Original working title was One Tough Bastard. I mean, he's a wrestler, right? Like, and
he's a football player.
Football player.
Maybe I'm thinking
you're not
Hulk
that
Hogan.
far off.
Maybe I'm thinking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, you're not that far off.
What was the whole Hogan movie we did? No Holds Barred. I was
thinking, I got to do more Hogan, man. There's more Hogan out there. We got to do more Hogan.
Oh, no way. Okay.
The Nanny, Mr. Nanny.
Yeah, and Suburban Commando.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
With Christopher Lloyd.
Ooh. Bosworth said in interviews he's a keen biker, built a bike for his character and used it instead. I mean, if you ride every day and the crew makes you ride something different, like I could see why he would want his own vehicle. So, I mean, that's not far-fetched.
Yeah.
The band performs the same song that's in Under Siege. I could see that. They came out around the same time. It was probably just like a band trying to break through, going like, hey, if both films will license it, maybe that's probably our only payday we're ever going to see. And Sheryl Crow. I don't remember. It could be Sheryl Crow. I'm going to say the lie. Just, I don't know. I know a bit about music licensing, and Under Siege came out around 91, right? Around the same time as this one?
Yeah, I think it was around
I think
that
so,
time.
yeah. 91, 92, yeah.
I'm going to say then 4 is probably the lie, because I think that'd be like a conflict of interest or like one of those non-compete clauses. Like if your band's in this movie getting X amount of money, it can't also be in this movie. So I'm going to say number 4 is the lie. Because the other ones, like, they're all kind of believable. Like, I could imagine them, like, working title doesn't mean that's what they were going to release it as. It just means like they had to call it something while they were working on it. So I could see it being called One Tough Bastard because, dude, I mean, we all saw the same movie. He's one tough bastard. So and he's got balls of steel. So
he does.
I'm gonna say number 4 is a lie.
Right.
They didn't use the same band twice.
I'm gonna go. So I'm between Brian Bosworth, the biker, building his own bike for the set, and Michael Douglas, the executive producer, on this one. Man, I'm trying to get a look at Bob here. Okay, number 3. I'm considering.
Okay.
I'm also thinking about number 1.
If you want a close-up of Chris's eyeball, go to www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
I was doing a red herring pointing to number 4, but it is not number 4. Because that's what
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, that gave me all I needed to know. I'm going number 3. I saw it in Bob's eyes.
Okay. All right. So I already told you that Rob's was wrong. It was the same song from Under Siege.
Rats.
Which is awesome because we did Under Siege, Rob. Where did we find that episode?
www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Email us, you cowards.
Perfect. Okay. Michael Douglas was the executive producer of the film. So Chris, you were right to ignore that one because that was a fact. But in 1996, another Brian Bosworth movie came out called One Tough Bastard.
Oh, okay.
It was not okay.
It wasn't
okay.
this one?
Fuck.
It was a whole different movie.
You know what? I got it right though. I got it right. Not going because I was between the two, and I knew not to go with number 1. So let's call that a Chris victory.
So it wasn't even a working title. That was an official title for a movie.
It was, but it was released under a different title.
Okay.
Like if you look it up under like Wikipedia, it's one title, and then you look it up under IMDb, and it's One Tough Bastard. It's
so like Joshua Tree and Army of One type of thing.
Yes, just like that. Yeah. So yes, it was his own bike. Yes, it was the same song as Under Siege, and yes, it was Sheryl Crow. I actually had to look that one up a few times because when I chat GPT'd it, they're like, no, Sheryl Crow didn't do any songs in that movie. And I did some deep dives and I found out, yes, that was her song. It's called Welcome to the Real Life.
Could you imagine if someone swapped out like Soak Up the Sun while he's feeding his lizard?
Yes, actually. Kind of.
Speaking of which, that meal for his lizard was completely like poisonous to lizards, which is no surprise.
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Bananas, eggs, what else?
There was chocolate in it.
Yeah.
Like Snickers. So apparently those lizards eat like dead rodents. Basically, that's it.
Okay.
Like they don't eat any other human food. So yeah, that would have there's no surprise that lizard wouldn't touch that food.
Or any human food at all, because we don't eat we don't eat dead rodents. No.
We don't eat dead rodents, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
At least I don't. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I try not to. It's not good for you, but those are the things that taste so good. Let's throw it to the catch-all.
If brains were birchin, you'd have a clean cage.
Yeah! Welcome to the catch-all.
Another grocery store. Oh, we're doing a round robin?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we should always start with Chris, though.
Okay. Another grocery store shoot 'em up for opening.
Yep. That was like in Cobra.
Exactly like Cobra.
And it was beat for beat with the I'm gonna throw a decoy beer to distract the gunman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Took him out, no problem, insulting them the whole way through. It's just it was Cobra again.
Yeah. All right. So
go ahead.
You want to go for you go next, Bob. I'm counting something real quick.
I'm gonna say along the same scene, ammo isn't cheap. putting that many rounds of bullets into a shelf full of crackers is just unwise.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay. I was just confirming my number. Surprisingly low kill count.
Huh, yeah.
According to cinemorgue.fandom.com, 20 deaths, 19 males, 1 female. The female being Nancy.
Yeah. Oh, Nancy.
Right.
Yeah.
But like these are all like they mostly have character names. So I'm wondering if they're not counting like the collateral damage. Because I could have sworn like
how many people died in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Right.
They're saying 20 deaths. So I'll fact check that, but that's what cinemorgue.fandom.com. That seems like a very reliable source.
It does.
Cinemorgue.
Almost as reliable as Titscope.
Yeah, exactly.
But not as reliable. So it's back to me, yeah?
Yeah.
What's with the fucking biker Olympics? There's there was like a bar fight, but it's around sandbag, like a sandbag pit, and it's just one guy kicking the shit out of a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And then they had people shooting at each other, which we'll get to in a minute. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But they also have like hold on to this rope and be dragged by a biker. If you can do it for longer than another biker, then you win. Bragging rights or whatever.
Yeah.
Biker Olympics.
Okay.
I'm gonna ignore all the damn catch-all things in that grocery store hold up because there were just too many.
Yeah.
And just go right back to Chris with the Biker Olympics. They were shooting cans off each other, and there were people in the line of fire.
Bob, that is exactly why I clipped it so that people can see it for themselves. At the end of the catch-all, we're going to play the clip target practice so you can see they would absolutely have shot other bikers in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm glad we're all on the same page with this.
We are. Yes.
Okay,
Rob.
so here's the other parallel aside from Cobra that I alluded to earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. What set off this entire chain of events? Why did he go undercover?
The
priest was killed?
Priest shooting? That was that's where I'm going to.
Or the judge.
He was blackmailed with a slightly longer suspension.
Yeah.
Right.
Which was probably paid. And I'm drawing a parallel to Hard Target because the entire course of events that happened in that movie were all initiated because Van Damme's Chance Bordeaux owed $217 in union dues.
Right.
Like they could have made the stakes a little fucking higher, right?
Dude, all right, very nice. Very nice.
Very
Good
nice. Very
job
good
tying
movie.
those together,
Yeah.
FBI no, I said that already. I'm all about comfort, but Joe, those undies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a JCVD parallel as well. It was like, let's just check out Brian Bosworth's ass because we're gonna put him in lady underwear.
Yeah.
All right, me and Chris are on the same vibe here. In that same scene, he cracks the eggs, then puts the eggs in the blender, then puts the shells in. I think he's taking one extra step, right?
Yeah.
Boz?
Just drop the whole egg in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
What was the whole germaphobe angle? What was the whole point of that with Lance?
Comedy.
To give his character depth.
So
yeah, it was definitely a comedy angle.
Total comedy.
I've got a theory that you guys may or may not agree with. He's fucking badass at the end, right? Because he just pulls his gun and ices that dude. Do you think it was part of his shtick to make him look like a pussy, even though he's actually like a hard ass? Like he actually is like he's willing to go the extra mile and just off somebody.
Well, that's definitely part of the character arc. Yes, 100%.
So like all the G Willikers, I might get scabies was like kind of phoned in just to kind of like throw him off.
Just for that payoff, yeah.
Yeah. Is it on me?
Yeah.
Here's a trope for you: 2 cold ones.
Yeah.
John Stone orders 2 cold ones at the bar. So the bartender just knows which, just grabs the nearest beer. I guess that's what I'd do if I was a bartender. But you're supposed to say what kind of
a single plum floating in perfume served in a man's hat.
Exactly.
So Chris already said tit for tat, and I was gonna say that just because it's fucking hilarious. But the one biker was eating a watermelon at a biker titty bar.
Was. Yeah, he was. Watching Ice make out with his old lady. Just sitting there like getting his rocks off, watching him make out with his girlfriend. So weird. He's like 2 feet from his face, just like trying to smell their saliva or something. It's
like he's slopping on a watermelon and watching them make out.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Rob?
Okay. Yeah, so do you guys have any guess as to what kind of drug P2P is?
PCP?
You would think it's close. It's apparently it's meth, which is like big in the biker gangs, according to Red Letter Media, who like they do a bunch of film reviews.
Yeah.
It's they mentioned it in Breaking Bad as well, one of the DEA agents. But my question is, when Stone is like trying to get 36 barrels, right? He wanted 3 dozen.
Yeah, 3 dozen barrels, yeah.
What precinct just has that on the ready for like a sting operation?
I was wondering that as well. We happen to collect 3 dozen barrels of P2P, so lucky for you, we can hook that up.
You're not going to believe this. We actually have it right here.
John Stone shows up to the rally and just rolls right up to a race with Ice.
Yeah.
It was all set up, ready to go. Also, he arrived in a van, so his motorcycle must have been in the back of the van with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
No, he towed it. He had to tow a little.
Did he? Okay.
Trailer. Yeah.
Well, still, I didn't see him sign up for the the race tournament that they had.
No, it's just first come, first serve.
Yeah. The Kawasaki. What am I going for? The Kawasaki Kumite tournament.
Okay, sure. That's better than I could have come up with. Okay, so you mentioned Ice, right? The Ice is the William Forsythe.
Yes.
In the original script, everything his character was supposed to say was quotes from the Bible, and William Forsythe got a hold of that and said, "Fuck that! I'm not doing that. I need real lines."
Yeah,
that was the original script. That was Ice's entire character.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh no. I just have a question actually for you guys.
Yeah.
Because I was saying this earlier. I don't really fault this movie too much, and to your point, Chris, I would definitely watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's an early 90s action movie that's trying to like relive the late 80s glory days of action movies. It's not up there with Die Hard, but like you have Die Hard and like Predator up here, and then I feel like you have a bunch of shit down here, and I feel like Stone Cold was like somewhere like,
yeah,
like they're inherently corny movies. It's build up with shitty dialogue until the third act, and you're just like, that was fucking sick.
I feel like it was paced properly.
Yeah,
it moves enough that I wasn't ever bored. So many of these movies, I'm just sitting around like, oh my god, when is it going to be over? I'm so sorry I'm making my audience watch this.
But I was like, just like on Cobra, I was impressed with like, that was all practical effects, and they did have a motorcycle careen out of a building into a helicopter, which like, I don't know, say what you will, I have a feeling like after wrapping that day of shooting, the director just like ripped a massive line of coke, and he was like, "Fucking yeah," you know. And I agree with him. I agree with him.
Absolutely, Rob. I think so too.
Oh, I love that we're always just like, yes, Rob, exactly, Rob.
Because it's true. You believe it in your heart.
This one, I totally agree. I've got more. I'm going to skip some. I've got a really good idea for the end of the catch-all before the clip. So I'm gonna skip ahead. How'd they prop Ice up like that for his funeral? His funeral on the pyre. How'd they prop him up?
Yeah.
Did they freeze him?
The fact
they
that they
freeze
got
him?
his
Stick up his ass.
the fact that they got his body at all was just like one of my catch-all things.
Yeah. How did they? They just showed up to the scene of the crime and dragged the body off for the police.
It just smacked away the coroner like, oh, we got this.
Yeah, this is ours.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me. Right before that, they transported the crated bodies in an ambulance with the bodies still in the crates.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, they did.
Excuse me. Still getting over a cold. Excuse me. And then as soon as they take them out of the ambulance, they uncrate them. I just thought that was hysterical. I was cracking up. I was laughing so hard when that happened.
That is amazing.
Where did they get the cadaver ear?
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't even in a profound state of decomposition. It had to look like a fresh kill. So they either got it off like a John Doe that had yet to be identified from that they're investigating, or they dug a fresh grave.
He's like, I need a fish factory. I need an 18-wheeler. I need 3 dozen barrels of P2P and a human ear. And they're just so happens.
I can get you a human ear by 3 p.m. with nail polish.
With nail polish. Oh, shit. That's so good. Okay. Good things Chains didn't decide to shoot that truck driver cop in the head.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Yeah.
But he's an evil dude.
Speaking of truck drivers, how many CDL licenses did they have in the Brotherhood and the extended? Every time someone had to jump in a truck, they just knew how to drive it. That wouldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me.
Are you talking about the Aryan Brotherhood Cinematic Universe?
Oh, that's got to go in. Put it in.
Yeah.
The ABCU.
ABCU. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I think it's back to Rob now, yeah?
Oh. I don't think
unless Bob, that didn't count, the CDL comment.
No, that was I had it written down.
Okay.
You know, counterpoint to that, though, is I would imagine they're all working class guys. So it's maybe there should have been a few more electricians in the mix, or plumbers.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to join a biker gang for just the aspect of getting fucked up and slapping titties, but not all the other stuff. And that's my final catch-all. It seems like when they're not trying to assassinate Congress and take over Washington, they have a pretty good time.
Yeah, I think they do. You're right about that. Why would a priest have any interest in going into the courthouse?
Maybe if they get the death penalty, he gives them their last rites, but that makes no sense because you get that before you die. You're executed. So I don't know.
The only thing I can think of is that and I didn't think of this earlier, so I kind of wish I'm just saying it, although I shouldn't. The guy who is on trial for murder, he shot a minister or a priest or something, right?
Ooh! I just thought of it.
Right.
Based on what Bob said about William Forsythe, maybe there was actually a tie-in to all the Bible quotes that were cut from the script.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Unlikely.
Okay.
I have a trope.
Me too.
Okay,
go ahead.
My trope is in the helicopter exposition. When Stone was in the helicopter pilot told him the entire plan for the biker gang.
Yes, he did. It's just the bad guy monologuing when they shouldn't. It's a total 0 hour again. And there's unexplainable exploding cars. Those are my other tropes.
Okay.
But It's the Supreme Court presiding over the murder trial?
I guess.
The Supreme Court of the state.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Right.
That's much better. That's much better. Go ahead, Bob.
So the dope was destroyed. If you missed that part when the truck blew up, the witness is dead. The girl's dead.
Yep.
Is there any case or just genocide on a mass scale? He saved no one. There was no solved crimes. He only fucked things up, and honestly, probably faster than they would have been fucked up otherwise.
Yeah,
true. Too true. And he didn't get the mob. There's no mob tie-in.
None. Zero.
So he got some of the bikers.
Yeah.
Killed them. But they also killed like a lot of innocent people in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots. Including the entire Supreme Court.
We care about whether Whip, the Attorney General, dies, but we don't care about the other lawyers and civilians that die in the courthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm out. By the way, I'm out of.
What does the area? What does the Brotherhood do from here? like they say the surviving members, we know where their home base is. So what do they do? Should they move to like Mexico? All of them?
Hey, and anywhere you can shoot beer cans off each other's shoulders is a good place to call home.
Legend has it they're filming a sequel in Argentina.
All right. Here's a little game I want to play with you guys.
Okay.
And we're going to make this real quick. We got to do this real fast because I can see this going too fast. So we're going to do like lightning round. I'm going to rotate between Rob and Bob here.
Okay.
And the game is quickly think of how they got their names. I've got the biker names for you.
Okay.
Starting with you, Rob. How did Chains get the name Chains? As quick as you can.
Going on a good old fashioned blank drag.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You get a pickup truck, you round up a couple of them, and go on a good old fashioned
saddle. Is this a saddle comment?
Yes, it's South Park reference, Mr. Garrison.
Okay, thank God. Thank God we have something to tie that to, man. Bob, how did Tool get his name?
Oh, obviously he's missing one.
Rob, how did Ice get his name?
Because he's cold as ice.
Bob, how did AWOL get his name?
AWOL? Well, he ran into one once.
Rob, how did Trouble get his name?
Maybe he's like the darling of the group, and he actually is quite tame and mild-mannered, and the nickname's like derogatory because he's actually not Trouble.
Love it.
Okay.
Bob, this one, I shouldn't even bother. How did Greek get his name?
His name is Greek?
Yeah, Greek.
Well, obviously he was the guy that arranged all the orgies, and that's
yes.
That's very Greek mythology.
Yes, that is very Greek. Rob, how did Smokey get his name?
Cigars.
Fair. Bob, Six Pack. He's fat, by the way.
A six pack. That's the amount of hot dogs he can spit up at once. In his,
wow.
His orifice.
Love that. Rob, Mudfish.
He was on a cruise with Led Zeppelin in the 70s.
Nice. Bob, Gut, G-U-T. He's not
Gut.
fat.
Oh, he's not fat. Okay.
No. Six Pack is, but Gut is not.
He's got serious acid reflux.
Nice.
I was going to say he eats a lot of yogurt.
Rob, One Eye.
It's either about his penis or he's a pirate.
He's a penis pirate. For sure. Good one, Bob. Bob, Poker.
Poker. Big Lady Gaga fan.
Nice. last one. Rob, this vitamin.
He has he makes smoothies with P2P.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, let's throw it to a clip. This is the last of the day, and then we'll throw it to Rob's Magic Marvel Corner. This is target practice.
Okay.
Baby, look at what I got here. Try that,
Chicken spears, chicken spears, chicken spears.
That was the guy shooting the priest right there, by the way. Okay, Rob's Magic Marvel Corner.
Almost done with this shit.
This is Rob's Magic Marvel Movie Corner.
Thor, Love and Thunder. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll take questions.
Okay, I gotta go first then. How much love? How much thunder?
6.
Okay, Bob, after you.
I've heard that hardcore comic people are upset that this movie strays so hard from the MCU canon. Does it bother you?
I don't give a shit, A, and B. Apparently, it's based on like a 2010 run of Thor that were like, it was pretty faithful to that source material, even though it's not like official MCU canon. It was like, because like Ragnarok was the same thing. It was kind of like an offshoot. They're just like doing their own thing in Thorland, and it allowed them to. It's very self-referential, and it's very like, it doesn't take itself seriously, and for that I appreciated it.
Yeah. Rob, on the whole, do you like, love, or hate movie narrators?
I love them. It's got to be done.
I tend to.
Like Nicolas Cage has done it in a number of films, like Bringing Out the Dead. That's Scorsese's film. He did it in Weatherman. Raising Arizona. The narration on this one, it was great though, because it always contradicted like kind of what was happening on screen, and it was a very Trey Parker-esque narration. The opening montage was Enya's only time playing, and he was like, Thor had suffered a lot of losses. His mother died. His father died. That guy died. His brother died. His brother died again. And then his brother also died. And like while he's narrating it, it's showing clips from all the previous movies and like how like they didn't die like nice deaths. Like they got impaled and shit. He's like, that guy died. So like it was funny. I enjoyed it. And then like there was like he was very triumphant after this victory, and like the whole temple behind him collapses after he thought he saved the day. So it's like not the highest quality humor, but it works in that context.
Yeah. I'm also thinking of childhood favorite, Sandlot. I'm thinking of Stand By Me. I'm thinking of Forrest Gump. I'm thinking
Wonder Years.
of The Shawshank Redemption. You know,
yeah.
Like I do generally like it.
You know what it does? I just thought of this right now. You know how in all the bad movies we do, and like especially action movies, they spell the exposition out through the dialogue when they could actually like have good dialogue. That eliminates that problem from happening because they're telling you the story, and then they're letting people act it out.
Oh, and Goodfellas.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rob, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Good point. As we get closer to the end of this segment, my questions will be less and less about the movie. Here we go.
Okay.
Why has it been so challenging to develop an effective vaccine against HIV compared to other viruses?
Government.
Oh man.
They invented AIDS in the 80s.
To sell more
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and
We're on to something
I
here.
had you in the first half of that question. I know I did.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, like the COVID vaccine has been great.
Yeah. All right. Do you think that characters should die for the sake of like giving movies more realism? And this is a Love and Thunder, like aimed thing, but I mean in movies in general. Would you rather see more characters die in movies just to give it a more of a spark of like a reality to the story?
No, because it's the MCU.
Yeah.
There's not a single sliver of reality in any of these movies, Chris.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. There was like a doom sword that killed gods, and then they fly through a wormhole so they could like get drunk on meat and eat turkey legs.
They do that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Is that it?
All right.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because this crossed my mind as I was heading to the bathroom.
Okay.
If you're about to poop your pants,
yeah,
and you run to a public bathroom, only to find a person unconscious on the ground, would you poop your pants while doing CPR, or call 911 from the stall as you relieve yourself, or neither?
I'd do the second thing, but I'd have it on speakerphone for comedic relief.
They would never, dude, and that would be the right thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
Well, they would never believe you. They'd hang up.
So it's a potential crime scene, and if you shit yourself and it like runs down your pant leg, that will like mess with the investigation. So like
True.
you would. So by shitting yourself, you're actually obstructing justice, and that makes you complicit or an accessory in the crime or a person of interest.
Yeah,
because your DNA is all over the place now.
Yeah. God, my crime scene is ruined. There's shit everywhere.
My father-in-law was a homicide detective. He used to talk about these smoked cigars and crime scenes to cover up the smell of the dead bodies.
Yeah.
I could just see them. I could just see them run Rob smoking cigars to cover up the smell of the shit in his pants.
Gross.
Yeah. Bad credit names.
Sure.
Hey, Colleen. Got a great ass.
So do you, Pilgrim. So do you, Pilgrim. So do you, Pilgrim.
Bad credit names. All right, all the bikers.
Okay.
Zeon Keeter.
Okay.
Arabella Holzbog. She was Nancy, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Holzbog. Tony St. Clair Lilly.
Mm-hmm.
And Folkert Schmidt.
Ew.
Folkert Schmidt.
All right.
One word?
Two Folkert and Schmidt.
That should be one.
Yeah, it should. Offensive minigame.
I care for you a great deal. Trust me, Charlotte.
You practically raped me last night.
That was last night, Charlotte. This is today.
Is something you might hear about in the offensive minigame.
Exercising a foam demon or capping crated commandos.
The second one, for sure.
Yes, second one.
Okay. Fucking over fish with freaky foam phantom or prostitution.
The way they dealt with the prostitution / whoring out was pretty offensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Bob on that one.
Okay, let's go to the bonus anyway, and we'll flip it. Neo-Nazi no-gooders or absent-minded, anger-driven, actual physical fucking abuse on an angelic, already abused adolescent fucking abuse victim.
That one. that one you just said.
Let's just go with that one to make Chris happy. Because he worked really hard on that.
Thank you.
Here's your gold star,
okay.
Chris.
Thank you. Stone Cold is more offensive. Let's see how else these two compare in our movie comparison.
You can't kill the boogeyman.
But you can compare the movies.
Okay, let's start with worst of its kind and negative 59.6 and worse for one missed call and a negative 33 and tied for worst for Stone Cold. So one missed call takes that one. Bob and Chris tied with a 5. Great job, Chris. And we had a team 5-star. Are we calling that a wash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree to that. Sorry, I'm trying to set up our live looking on the poll. So that's a wash. So we're 1-1 through the offensive minigame because Stone Cold is worse. Dialogue was flaccid for one missed call. What was it for Stone Cold? Is it worse or better than that?
I want to say it's contrived, and I will take contrived over flaccid because at least they, tried to work it. They try to make the dialogue represent the personalities of the people they were portraying.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
All right, so one missed call wins that one too. Production, missing first act and clunky exposition for one missed call, or Stone Cold's inconsistent, incorrect sound logic and design.
I'm gonna go.
I was more mad. I was more mad at this one.
And I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking one missed call just because I don't know. It was just
This was kind of missing a first act too. Went straight to act 2.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, compared to other contemporary action movies, they all have that kind of sound design where it's like, there's no way. Like, do you think if
this was
Con
an
Air,
extreme case?
If Con Air, which was in the poll, like when Nicolas Cage gets like shot in the arm and he's like jumping over a Jersey barrier while like running towards, they don't hear that. They're not going to hear that either, you know. And
yeah, I can't decide. Personally, you guys are split, so I'm going to go with Stone Cold to keep it interesting. That'll put us at 2-2.
Okay.
Acting was one missed call or Stone Cold worse?
Missed call.
Yeah, missed call.
I think so too.
I feel like
we all agree there.
I feel like they did good service to the script in Stone Cold. Like the biker guys were just laying it on too thick. I'd rather somebody in this context lay it on too thick than in one missed call. It was just too thin. I guess.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. You never go thin. I agree. Demerits, we don't have one yet for Stone Cold, but Chad can tell how bad it is for one missed call. What do you guys want to write down for Stone Cold? Say it wins.
Overkill.
Yeah.
Overkill. So what's worse?
Overkill.
Overkill.
Okay, that makes it really interesting. It's a 3-3 tie, so we got to pull back the pitch. I think we go with a team 5-star because we all made it really funny.
Okay.
And we all succeeded. And Rob, this week you were not included in the team win. I'm so sorry.
I don't care.
Okay, so we're gonna go with one missed call for the win. It's still the worst movie of the season. God damn! And now we are going to do our live looking at the poll. So now we've got Carrot Top and chairman of the board. We've got first kid with Sinbad, and we've got Con Air, Nicolas Cage. I can't believe how close Con Air and chairman of the board were last time we checked. 44% for chairman of the board. 18 votes, 17 for Con Air, and only 6 for first kid. So
Chris, you threw a curveball because Con Air is a great movie, and we're the worst movie ever made.
It's great, but it's terrible. It's great, but it's
awful. We have to save that for our rebranding.
Yes, definitely.
Just throwing it out there, just it's alarming how jacked Carrot Top is.
Yes, it is.
Nowadays, I want to say during this movie he was not.
He was still kind of lanky, I think, but like he's
I think
scary.
So.
He looks like Kathy Griffin.
Yes, he does.
Except he's hotter.
Andy Dick, Dick, and Kathy Griffin, man, baby.
It's kind of gross. All right, well, I'm just gonna say my piece. Thank you so much for listening. Email us, you cowards. Check out our shit on all our socials, and I'm gonna let Rob do the rest of the plugging, and then have him throw it to Bob for his last word, and then we'll do the clip.
Check us out at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. That's where you can find our podcast. That's where you can find the YouTube videos, the video version of the podcast. That's where you can find our social medias on TikTok and Instagram. We have polls that are interactive. We have movie trailers made by Bob every week to promote the episode. It's overall it's a darn hootin' hoedown hootenanny that you should definitely check out. Bob, last words.
I'm going to go with Bedraggled Beards.
Bedraggled Beards, I like it.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, and this is the Stone Cold trailer, which has like It's like in the director's chair, testimonials, like talking about the movie, then showing clips from the movie. It's quite good. Here we go. All right, see you guys next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Bosworth.
You know, all my life people have had the wrong idea about me.
I don't like cops who make up the rules as they go.
They say I push things just a little too far. They accuse me of being insensitive. They basically say that I lack the ability to get along with others. So just to prove these people wrong, I decided to join a very exclusive and private club. Oh yes, it's very plush. And the membership, very select. And games, we play some games. A perfect place for me, wouldn't you think?
You picked up the wrong passenger, buddy!
Mr. Brian Bosworth requests the pleasure of your company. Stone Cold.
Truly iconic. All right, see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye, Jelly School.
Bye, Jelly School.